evening, St. Lucia, and welcome to In the Briefing Room. I'm Melissa Paul, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister. Coming up tonight, the carnival season drives a surge in visitor arrivals and spending. Commerce Minister Emma Hippolyte clarifies VAT rules on supermarket items. The government of St. Lucia secures 18.4 million EC dollars from the CARICOM Development Fund to upgrade water infrastructure. St. Lucia to showcase at World Expo 2025 in Osaka. Top travel brands gather in St. Lucia for a premier tourism event, and a new crop insurance for banana and plantain farmers. St. Lucia Carnival 2025 is already being hailed as a success, with strong preliminary figures pointing to renewed growth in the island's premier cultural event. Minister for Tourism, Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, has revealed that early data shows increased visitor arrivals tied specifically to Carnival 2025, signaling heightened international interest and the continued strength of St. Lucia's events calendar under this administration.
In 2024, we registered in the 2 weeks, the 20 days leading up to Carnival. This is how we measure it, the 20-day period up to the Parade of the Bands. In 2024, we had 26,186 visitors. This year, we had 28,764 visitors, representing a 10% increase of 2025 over 2024. All the markets showed increases. The United States, an increase of 6%, United Kingdom, an increase of 1%, Canada, an increase of 16%, and the Caribbean, an increase of 35%.
The other noteworthy economic indicator was visitor expenditure during the festivities. Based on the Tourism Authority's Carnival Patron Survey, travelers spent an average of US $525 per day.
The top spend categories in order of rank was Carnival band packages, event tickets, and accommodation. The average daily expenditure, during the Carnival time is always significantly higher than all other times of the year. So we have realized through our research that the expenditure at Carnival time is always significantly higher. A lot more money is spent on transportation, rental of cars and whatnot, on food and beverage, and of course on the different parties that patrons would attend.
The tourism minister indicated that despite increases in all source markets, there was a notable decline in diaspora attendance, likely due to uncertainties surrounding the U.S. government's immigration policies. St. Lucia's Minister for Commerce, Honorable Emma Hippolyte, is again reiterating the difference between VAT-exempt and zero-rated supermarket items. The price stabilizing effort by the government is in response to the increasing imported food prices over which government does not have control. According to Honorable Hippolyte, the government engaged in a consultative process with the business community in developing the list of VAT-impacted items.
If an item is VAT exempt, that is, there is no VAT on the item for the consumer. However, the business person who is operating cannot claim the VAT associated with the sale of that item. However, when an item is zero-rated, again, the consumer does not get the VAT, but the business place can claim the expenditure associated with the sale of that item. Why is it important? And I think, again, in my presentation in Parliament, I clarified it several times. The business community then have the opportunity to share that savings, that VAT savings, with the general public.
Honorable Hippolyte indicated that her ministry has increased the agency's monitoring capacity to ensure compliance with the adjusted VAT policies.
For the last month, 6 weeks, we had most of our staff at the Ministry of Commerce, not only the Consumer Affairs Department, the other staff members of the other departments. We went around, get baseline data, and now what we're doing is the monitoring and to compare. If you realize at the last parliament session as well, I started telling you, giving you information as to what the prices were and the reductions. And that is continuing.
The Minister of Commerce says they are also working with the National Consumers Association and have established a hotline for inquiries from both consumers and business operators. They simply have to call 468-4239. When we come back, the government of St. Lucia secures $18.4 million from the CARICOM Development Fund to upgrade water infrastructure. Stay with us. Police, fire, and correctional officers who have served for at least 20 years now have the option to retire and be eligible for their NIC pensions at the age of 55. After years of facing danger, long hours, and sacrifice to keep St. Lucia safe, this policy recognizes their hard work and commitment, giving them the option to step back earlier with the security of knowing that their pension income will start at the age of 55. The government of St. Lucia continues to deliver what our frontline heroes deserve. Your government is working for you. Welcome back to In the Briefing Room. I'm Melissa Paul. The government of St. Lucia has secured $18 million in financing from the CARICOM Development Fund to upgrade the Thebes water supply system and expand access in the southeast through the Patience Water Project. Over 45,000 St. Lucians across more than a dozen communities are expected to benefit.
When you see the passion with which these guys speak about their constituencies, when you hear the pleas and the cries of Jeremiah for the people of Pralia, every day our cabinet clerk lives in Pralia, and Jeremiah joins her in putting pressure on us for the Pralia situation. Roddy can tell you, I've been speaking to him about this Pralia water because he feels it. He understands the pain of the people who live in that area when there is no water. The same way Stevenson King understands the pain of the people at Cap Estate when there is no water. We understand it. Help is on the way. I can assure you that help is on the way. It will not happen all in 1 year, but help is on the way. And we hope that when we return to open the Pralia water, the Patience water supply, and deal with what we have to do with the Thebes plan, we can tell you about better news in the future.
While the Thebes water project will serve communities in the north, residents in the southeast, especially in Micoud North, will also see long-awaited relief.
And we can all agree here that water is not a luxury, water is necessary, and I don't think that it is fair that anybody should go days and instances we in the community go weeks without water. And it is not a problem that came about in July of 2021. It's a problem that existed way before I assumed office, way before. And I thank the Prime Minister again for not just listening and considering, but taking firm action and ensuring with the help of the CDF that today we are at this juncture where we can give the people of Patience and environs a reliable water supply, a reliable distribution line.
The official signing ceremony took place on Thursday, July 24th at the Financial Center in Point Seraphin. You're watching In the Briefing Room. When we return, St. Lucia is on the road to Osaka, Japan for World Expo 2025. The government of St. Lucia has extended the tax amnesty program until May 1st, 2026. The tax amnesty program offers a 100% waiver on interest and penalties for taxes owed to government, including income tax, corporate tax, property tax, VAT, withholding tax, PAYE, and the Prime Minister has also extended this to interest and penalties owed up to December 31st, 2023. Now, you should take advantage of this because it's a real opportunity for taxpayers and businesses to catch up, clear their records, and move forward without the burden of back penalties. Your government is working for you. Welcome back. St. Lucia is set to send a delegation to World Expo 2025 in Osaka, Japan, an international event that unites people, ideas, and innovations to tackle global challenges. This year's expo will center on designing future society that responds to three interconnected pillars: saving lives, empowering lives, and connecting lives. Tourism Minister Honorable Dr. Ernest Delaire noted that St. Lucia's involvement in the previous World Expo made a lasting impact, one that organizers are eager to replicate and surpass in the next edition.
This year, we're going to ensure that we put on quite a show in terms of our creative expressions. And we broaden in what we're going to put on display. We want to put on more soca music, more calypso. We want to make sure fashion is centerpiece again. We want to make sure the culinary arts is really to the fore. So we're putting together a very exciting package that we're going to put on display in Osaka.
The tourism minister says planning for St. Lucia's showcase is advanced and will include hosting an investment conference, which will feature the island's Citizenship by Investment Program, or the CIP.
In Dubai, we also had an investment conference where we brought in CIP, SLTA, Export St. Lucia, and Invest St. Lucia. And we're going to do it again in Osaka, where we're going to invite investment firms. We're going to invite potential developers, travel agents, tour operators, CIP agents, all of them to come together for us to present St. Lucia. Export St. Lucia usually puts on a display of what St. Lucia has to offer in terms of products, and we're going to do the same. So we're expecting the investment conference in Osaka to be just as big as it was in Dubai.
The minister says in 2027, St. Lucia will feature music and sports at the next World Expo to be held in Serbia. Police, fire, and correctional officers who have served for at least 20 years now have the option to retire and be eligible for their NIC pensions at the age of 55. After years of facing danger, long hours, and sacrifice to keep St. Lucia safe, this policy recognizes their hard work and commitment, giving them the option to step back earlier with the security of knowing that their pension income will start at the age of 55. The government of St. Lucia continues to deliver what our frontline heroes deserve. Your government is working for you. This week, the St. Lucia Tourism Authority is hosting its 10th annual St. Lucia Showcase, the Americas, which runs from July 27th to 31st in the island's north. The 5-day premier tourism event brings together the top travel brands in the industry. The event was officially opened this week at the Royalton Resort and Spa.
We have quite a few travel partners having business meetings and discussions on this and the industry, preparing for the winter and for 2026. And it's quite an attractive offering that St. Lucia is presenting to the travel partners. And they'll be in St. Lucia for the next 2 days and seeing what it is that we have to offer.
St. Lucia Showcase brings together suppliers and buyers from the USA, Canada, Latin America, Martinique, and Trinidad and Tobago to feature St. Lucia's tourism offerings. A key focus will be on fostering partnerships and facilitating dialogue between local businesses and international wholesalers. The event also spotlighted an industry insights conference on July 29th at Sandals Grand, where local businesses delved into the industry trends. You're watching In the Briefing Room, a production of the Office of the Prime Minister. When we return, government contributes $1 million for crop insurance for banana and plantain farmers.
Get the facts straight from the source in the briefing room. For the latest government press briefings, policies, programs, and projects that matter to you, from national security to health, education, and economic growth, it's all in the briefing room. Join the Prime Minister's Press Secretary, Melissa Paul, in the briefing room Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on HTS and 8:15 p.m. on MBC, and on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. on NTN. In the briefing room, facts matter. In the briefing room, people matter.
Welcome back, and finally from us tonight, St. Lucia is leading the region with the launch of the Regional Economical Agricultural Insurance Program, the first of its kind to protect banana and plantain farmers from storm-related losses.
We've got a long history of bananas, and banana farmers were never really recognized for the work, for the input in the economy of this country. They were never recognized enough, because it was green gold that developed this economy. It was green gold long before tourism. It was banana farming that developed this country. So I think right now, with the government trying its best to cause the farmers to stay in bananas, albeit to sell to a different market, but to encourage them. Because the most devastating thing is to get up in the morning and you find that your entire crop is wiped out and you have nothing, you really don't have anything. So this insurance vehicle that we are putting together is something that to show our confidence in the farmer, our belief that farming is sustainable.
The government of St. Lucia has contributed $1 million to activate the REAP Fund, which will insure over 1,000 banana and plantain farmers against wind damage caused by tropical storms and hurricanes.
This insurance program is the beginning of a major agricultural insurance program for the entire agricultural sector. It is significant, it is critical, it is necessary, because our food security continues to be an important pillar in the development of this country. And it is not just about saying we are doing something or we will be doing something, but this government is proving that it is serious about helping farmers ensure that this country remains food secure. I am very happy today that we can say to our banana and plantain farmers that in the event they are affected by any natural disaster this hurricane season, they will receive some level of compensation.
Police, fire, and correctional officers who have served for at least 20 years now have the option to retire and be eligible for their NIC pensions at the age of 55. After years of facing danger, long hours, and sacrifice to keep St. Lucia safe, this policy recognizes their hard work and commitment, giving them the option to step back earlier with the security of knowing that their pension income will start at the age of 55. The government of St. Lucia continues to deliver what our frontline heroes deserve. Your government is working for you. And that's where we end In the Briefing Room, your direct line to decisions, developments, and progress shaping our nation. Inform citizens, build stronger communities, and so stay connected. Be part of the national conversation. I'm Melissa Paul, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister. Thanks for watching and see you next time right here in the briefing room.